even like the Grixis Death Shadow decks aren't playing 4 bolts, or like playing 1 or 2 or none. Oh, Magic Online. Howdy, Mortical. Family is swell. I'm doing well. Alright, let's adjust these boxes here. Right in there. Spell Queller's really overperformed, Ryan. It's really been pretty good for me. Yeah, this thing's great. Gets to do stuff and things. I think we're just going to lead on Celestial Colonnade here, because we're not quite sure what we're looking for with the Serum Visions just yet. We'll wait and get some information about what our opponent's first play is going to be. Foothills, could be Dredge, could be Burn, could be a Shadow variant, Faithless Looting, I'm sure. Yeah, God bless it. Alright, well I guess we're going to get to see if our Dredge board plan is good. This hand isn't the stone worst against Dredge. It has some racing tools. Clique's actually okay in this matchup if we're able to keep their Narcomoebas off the board, which we have Electrolyze. So, this is one of those situations where Logic Knot is much worse than what's it called? The word I'm looking for is... Logic Knot is worse than... oh god, my mind is just completely blank right now. Logic Knot is much worse than Mana Leak, because I could have just like played Spirebluff Canal and passed and held up Mana Leak for a Cathartic Reunion. He doesn't have a Dredger, that's good for us. I think... we definitely want this path. I don't know that I want this land. I think I'm going to bottom the land for now. And play this and pass. Yeah, Bloodghast Prized Amalgam is a fine, plenty good start. They're going to put 5 power into play on turn 2. I am going to get to path this and then flashback, or cast. I'm going to get to path a Prized Amalgam and then Logic Knot, a flashback Faithless Looting next turn most likely. Is this a Cathartic Reunion or a Loam? Hopefully it's a Loam. It's probably a Reunion, though. Yeah, so, like, if this would have been Mana Leak, I would have just been able to pass here and counter that. Which, you know, would have been better for us. I guess I could Spell Queller. I guess I could Spell Queller that. A flashback looting as well here. And then Spell Queller can block this. Yeah, I'm just going to take this hit here because my opponent could very well have another Cathartic Reunion in their hand because they just actually drew 3 cards. Faithless Looting, yeah, so I'm actually just going to go ahead and Spell Queller this. Hopefully they don't go red land Conflagrate. I guess there's a pretty good chance they have a land, yeah, and they just get to Conflag me now. Whatever. That's going to be bad for us regardless, I think. This matchup's pretty terrible, especially game 1. Do they still not have... They still don't have a Dredger. Okay, that's good for us. They are still missing a Dredger. Okay. Let's see, this is the part where we missed the land drop because I bottomed that like a big dumb stupid. Okay. So pathing this Prized Amalgam here. I guess if they flashback Faithless Looting pre-combat, I'm going to Queller that. Let's just get this out of here. I probably should have just taken that land. Yeah, I probably should have kept that land last turn. Alright, and then we're going to counter a flashback looting here. I mean, we did medium minus in the challenge. 5-2's okay. Everyone's having a good Monday, had a good weekend. So we're going to counter this unless they pay 1. I'm going to avoid the Spell Queller because we have Snapcaster Mages in our deck, so we might want the other two. Okay, there's another land. Oh, geez, they really just have a Faithless Looting in their hand? That's annoying. Instant damage, sure. Huh. It's another path. Okay, what am I supposed to do here? We know they don't have a Dredger. Am I just supposed to Electrolyze these two? How do we feel about that? Or am I supposed to save the Spell Queller for the Faithless Looting that's going to flash back? I don't hate just Electrolyzing these, because there's no guarantee they even have another land in their hand. You like running out Clique? But I mean, like, I could take this off the table, which slows down their dredging. I kind of like killing these, and then even if they have another land, I can path the Prized Amalgam. Yeah, I think I'm just going to try and hit my land drop here. They hit a Golgari Thug. Alright, that's unfortunate. Which they dredged. We missed another land drop, but that's fine. They're actually at 12 here, so like Queller's decent, or Clique's decent. To flashback looting, which they don't get to dredge with, and then hopefully they miss a land, untapped land here. If they have untapped land, they get to replay. That's, yep. Well, this is like worst case scenario for us. So their draw was pretty bad here, but they're coming out of it eventually. We just like don't have a way to pressure their bad draw. We'd have been in a minorly better spot if I would have, what's the word I'm looking for? If I would have kept that fourth land, but we probably still wouldn't be in a great spot. Yep, this is just one Amalgam coming back. It just triggers 3 times because they had three other troops enter. Alright, so there's a land. What does that let me do? So the land means I can path this plus play Spell Queller. Do they have another Faithless Looting here? They do. So I think we're going for that line. And then hopefully this Lightning Helix plus our pressure can win the game. A Bloodghast and 2 Prized Amalgams. Okay, so we know their hand is 2 Dredgers right now, though, right? So they don't have... yeah, so I'm just going to go ahead and path this and get it out of here. And then we'll take 5 on this attack. The cards are so small in my hands, you can't read their text boxes anyways, and you can see their artwork, so... I mean, like... You're not even a subscriber or a supporter, so, you know, good guy complaining about the stuff you're getting for free. God bless the internet. People love to piss and moan. Alright, so... 10 out of 10 playing this Clique here. We know we're definitely not making them draw, right? Because their last card is a... their last card's a... And even regardless of what their card is, like, they'd get to dredge if we let them draw. So, I don't think I want to do anything. Tell us how you really feel, right? Person that doesn't support the content complains about the free content they're receiving. Typical internet news at 11. Like, hear all these stories and more. Right? My face is covering the stream. Can't even see all of their graveyard here. Which I guess that's like a more valid complaint than anything else, right? Part of their graveyard's covered by my face. They have, notably, there's 2 more Amalgams and a Bloodghast down here. I think I'm just supposed to... I don't think I want to cycle either of these. I guess there's an argument that, like, I'm not going to have a window to cast the Spell Queller. Yeah, actually, I think I like that argument. So I'm going to target myself and put the Spell Queller on the bottom. Another Cryptic Command is actually pretty good. Another Bolt is fantastic. Alright, so... Not doing anything here. So the goal here is to tap draw their team a couple of times. And then attack. Yeah, kind of. They've got 2 Conflagrates in the bin. They don't have a Loam yet, though. He says as he dredges into a Loam. Alright, so these guys are going to come back. He had a Stinkweed Imp untapped. He would have blocked by Vendilion Clique Jet. This was untapped. Yep. Alright, so enter combat. We're going to tap all of their creatures and draw a card. That's what we're looking for. Sometimes you can steal games in this matchup by doing this. Opponent is smart. Opponent understands what the game is about. I don't have any sweepers in my main deck, so probably just here. So I'm going to fetch to 5 here, and then Cryptic, tap, draw. Then we get to bolt them. There's only 3 cards left in my opponent's deck right now. We'd really like to draw another Cryptic Command. Are you conflagrating me for 3? Sure, that's their last conflagrate, right? Pretty sure that's the last conflagrate. Yeah, if we would have drawn a bolt, they could have killed them there. Electrolyze didn't do it. A 3rd Helix would have done it. I think we're just dead at this point. I can go Helix, Helix, and then take 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Oh, we have an island in play. Correct. You're correct. Man, we were one card away. The Snapcaster Mage would have tapped drawn their team for another turn, maybe, and then given us a bunch more outs. All right, so how are we boarding? Opponent played that very well. Opponent conflagrated for 1 our whatchamahoozits, which was definitely the correct play. I don't think Spreading Seas is awful in this matchup. Snap Bolt wouldn't have done it. Alright, so what am I cutting in this matchup? If I'm bringing in Verdicts and Angers, the Spell Quellers get a lot worse. But, like, I need a way to kill them, right? Or is the plan just, like, sweep their board? Oh, geez, yeah. Yeah, Queller seems bad. I think I definitely want all these cards. Verdict seems worthwhile, right? Especially with the relics. Electrolyze is like burn that draws a card, but maybe it's the worst card that's left in the deck. Like, is Path to Exile that good? Like, is this card reasonable? I guess it's better when we're getting more disruption. Yeah, I think, which means the Purge is definitely bad if the Path is medium. So, like, am I just supposed to do this? Maybe the Spreading Seas aren't good enough. Just leave 3 paths in. Yeah, Path's definitely better than Purge. I actually think the burn spells are better than the Paths on average, because you can, like, actually kill them. Like, burning them out, like that game. Like, we were hoping to draw burn spells at the end there. What problem does this deck have that playing Geist of St. Traft solves? Because Spell Queller is a very good card. I'm just supposed to mulligan when I don't have a hate card in the opener, right? The flip side is this hand is okay, and we could Serum Visions into sweepers when they have discard spells. I think I'm allowed to keep this. Okay, but you told me the text box on Geist, but you didn't tell me the problem it needs to solve. Yeah, I don't like the decks in this format deal a lot of damage to themselves, so like Spell Queller and Snapcaster Mage turn the format okay. Who would keep this hand? What do we think? I think this is fine. Like, the Serum Vision makes me think it's fine. Like, okay, so, like, what if we mulligan and then we just, like... Well, no, like, this is a post-board game against Dredge, chat. Like, we've got 3 Relics and 2 Angers in our deck. The problem is, like, we mulligan for those cards and then we get Thoughtseize, so I'm just gonna keep this. I think these 3 removal spells and the Serum Visions can buy us more than enough time to kind of get set up. I'm going to go ahead and fetch Shock on 1 and then cast the Serum Visions, I think. Yeah, perfect. I really don't want another Cryptic. 10 out of 10 putting a Relic on top of my deck. Mortical with the $4.99 subscription. Thank you very much. I do appreciate it. Subscriptions are the best way you can support my content. Did we not get Giggles in there? Okay, sweet. Well, let's do this. And play this and tell them to exile something. I have enough removal in my hand that I don't think it's worth just blowing this up just yet. Right? I don't think this is worth blowing up here. There's no way this buys us enough time. I think we're just supposed to, like, shoot the Amalgam next turn. Yeah. They don't have another land. God bless. Alright, sweet. Alright, void something from you. Oh, Steam Vents for Anger. Thank you. Yeah, I should have... Actually, I probably should have just gotten Sacred Foundry, right? I forgot there's Anger in my deck, honestly. The old Snapcaster Relic combo here. This has to be a cathartic reunion, right? Is this worth it? I could bolt this Bloodghast, and then I'm taking a Bloodghast, a Conflagrate. I feel like this might be worth it. Makes my Snapcaster slightly worse, but I think that was okay, especially if we had an untapped land ideally here. Hey, hey, yo, hey, yo, hey, hey, yo, hey, yo. Boo-doo-doo, doo-doo-doo-doo, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. We have another one of those. Yeah, I think that's fine. I'm going to Electrolyze. They already played a land for the turn, so I'm going to fetch a shock land tapped here, and then Electrolyze my opponent's dome. We get 2 shots drawing an untapped land to snap Electrolyze next turn. That's not a bad draw. Ding. Every day we cantrip in, cantrip in. Every day we cantrip in, cantrip in, cantrip in. The old hard cast my Golgari Thug. Yep. Am I pathing that? I might be pathing that. Although I guess if they just like cast Loam here, I'm fine. Yeah, I'm just gonna snap Electrolyze this. I'm gonna go 1/1 with this Electrolyze, I think. Because they have Loam in the bin anyways, and if they're just dredging one more card but not getting back their... Loam, I think I'm okay with that exchange. If they didn't cast their Loam here, I wouldn't kill this, but since they cast the Loam, I think this is fine. Oh, it has to put... Oh, it can put Neonate on top of their deck, whatever. No more basics, that's good to note. So now that I drew another burn spell, I just like crack this fetch, and then I ship for 6, puts them to 9, and then we're gonna be pretty dead here. Pretty sure we just turn the corner and try and kill them now. Did he have 3 mountains game 1? It's interesting to note. Bolt plus Snapcaster, yep. Well articulated. Alright. I think I'm happy with how we boarded. Hope everyone's having a good Monday. Welcome. My name is Jeff Hogan. We're hanging out playing some Modern here this afternoon. I am a TCG player and content producer. Welcome to my Twitch channel, maybe my YouTube page in the future. If you're enjoying what you see and you want to help me produce more, there's kind of just a couple of ways to do that. The first is by subscribing on Twitch, becoming a patron on Patreon. Those are, those help support me directly so you can spend more time producing content like this. 10 out of 10, keeping turn 1 Relic. Opponent mulliganed. God, you're the best, Klutz. Oh, God. How good do I think Jeskai controls right now? I think it's one of the many fine tier 2 decks in the format. They do have the fetch land, so they're not going to lose one of their graveyard cards here. They can spread out 2 Gland. Alright, let's see how much stuff they flip out here. They could just do their turn 2 Cathartic. Yep. And then... Oh, they still don't have Dredgers. That's good for us. Okay, so they're going to get back their Amalgam here. But again, I can bolt that and clean up some other stuff. Am I willing to just bolt that this turn? Probably. Or do I want to Serum Visions? I guess I could Serum Visions looking for Anger. I'll start by doing that, make them do something. What do we think? Is it bolt the Amalgam at their end step? I think bolt Amalgam at their end step is probably fine. It lets me bolt that and leave the Relic activation up. And, like, if they somehow start dredging this turn, I can bolt that and then, like, get rid of all their stuff from their dredge. If opponent, like, Conflags bidding their hand here, we'll bolt the Amalgam and then... Alright, this is going to be a Faithless Looting flashback. Living End is almost certainly Tier 2. I know it just made the finals of the Open, but it's almost certainly Tier 2. Loam, sure. Neonate, sure. Alright, I'm going to bolt the prized Amalgam here like we talked about, and then start my turn. Let's get that out of here now. Flooded Strand. With the Flooded Strand, let's start by doing this here. I'm going to go ahead and play this Flooded Strand, and I'm going to fetch a tapped land and then cast Serum Visions, I think. I'm going to run to the restroom really quick, though. Sorry for the interruption, nature calls. So in general, you want to fetch before you Serum Visions, because that way, if we're scrying cards to the bottom, we're not redrawing them. I don't think I need a third red here, so I'm just going to go ahead and grab Hallowed Fountain, because we do need a lot of blue sources at various points. Cast this looking for Anger or Verdict. I guess we don't have a white source for Verdict. See what happens. I'm going to put a stop during my opponent's draw step, so we have the option to blow the Relic after they dredge before they draw. You stop setting SCG events, or are you just... Alright, so we're dredging in response. Sure, they found a Stinkweed Imp. Whatever. I don't think I want this Clique at this point. But I think I'm willing to take the path. I'm probably willing to take the path. I need to get a couple more Immortal tickets. Alright, nothing very good just yet. They did hit Ancient Grudge here, which is, you know, not irrelevant. Glad we left a mana up. Let's see if they flashback Grudge on the Relic or not. We're still going to get a Conflag and 2 Amalgams out of the deal, and Dakmor Salvage, so, like, that doesn't seem like the worst. We have the Path on top of our deck to deal with this Bloodghast. Hard casting the old Stinkweed Imp. Sure. Alright, so I'm going to draw this. Traveling for magic events is really expensive. Like, ridiculously expensive. So, like, you can watch me stream here several times per week. Instead of hoping to see me for, you know, 1 round or maybe 2 rounds on camera if I'm doing well, you can watch me play for entire hours. Check out my YouTube channel. All my streams get archived there. So, like, you know, as far as coverage and exposure goes, I'm much better off playing games here as opposed to doing anything else. Curd Bros with the $5 donation. I'm gonna go ahead and there we go. I have to donate to you for playing Jeskai in Modern. Well, thank you for the support. I do appreciate it. So I need to figure out what we're doing here so we don't time out. The fetch land's annoying because I can't kill the Bloodghast and get it with the Relic. I think we're just gonna go ahead and yeah, actually, I'm going to play this, and I'm going to snap the Serum Visions, I think. Oh, you know, I should have left the white up. That was a mistake. 10 out of 10 should have left Hallowed Fountain up. Electrolyze, another Relic. Well, that's pretty good. Yeah, I think I just want both these cards, right? Just go top here. Do I want, because we're only at 12 life and my opponent's at 13, so I'd kind of like to be able to burn them out. I've got 4 points of reach here in my hand, plus I've got a Snapcaster Mage. Do I want to get rid of their stuff now before they can do anything else? No, I think this is fine. I think I just leave the Relic here. Oh, God damn it, Butts. I think I want to just pull the trigger on this in response here. This means they don't get lands with their loam, so they're not going to make a land drop this turn. I'm just going to take this hit, because they don't have a fetch land. I can play this Relic and eat the life from the loam out of their crypt next turn. Yep. Yeah, I think with the other one on top, we definitely pull it there. Exile your thing. Am I shocking myself here? I probably want to shock myself here, right? I have extra life to play with anyways, and I've already blown a lot of stuff. I've already gotten rid of 2 of their conflags, I believe. Yeah. I'm just going to block there. I'm just going to path this. Yeah, I'll block. I'll block and then I'll path it before damage, I think. Yeah, grinders have jobs. People often ask me, like, how do you do what I did for so many years playing so many Magic events? The actual answer is get a job that pays well is the correct solution. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and electrolyze this, I think. Because I have this Relic in play to keep this contained. God, Relic is good. You were right, Ryan. The actual answer is, when is Ryan not right? Ryan is always right. Opponent said GG's in chat. Alright, well, we beat Dredge. So, scoreboard, I guess? Hmm, 4-0 now. I'm addicted. I really like Spell Queller as a Magic card. So at this point, my main deck is only 2 cards off of the list that top-aided GP Kobe. I cut the 4th Logic Knot and the 4th Electrolyze to move the 2 Vendilion Cliques into the main deck. Previously, the Cliques were in the board, and I kept just boarding them in a lot because the deck lacks ways to close games, and, like, Clique is Disruption and a clock, which is really nice, and it kind of gave me... It frees up some board slots to put more stuff on the board. Would you bring in Verdicts if I don't have Relic? No, I don't think so. If you don't have some way to, like, get rid of the things after you're Verdicting the board, I don't think it's worthwhile. Yeah, so, like, I traveled to play large Magic tournaments 25 to 35 weekends every year for 2014, 2015, and 2016. So, like, I spent almost over 100 weekends playing Magic between those 3 years, and I consider myself very lucky to have made a small amount of money doing that. Like, I got to spend a lot of time doing what I love to do. I love playing these games. I love traveling. Like, that was a lot of fun. But, like, the fact that I didn't lose money doing that is considered a success. Like, if you look at, like, what the winnings are of the top earners on the Pro Tour, even, and, like, break it down to what they've made per year, it's a really sad number. Like, the actual money that you're making in the game is, like I make way more money streaming on Twitch, and I don't even make that much money streaming. It's just, like, the profit I make streaming Twitch and writing is far more than I ever made, you know, grinding events. Especially with how top-heavy Magic events are. Ooh, the old 4-0-4-0 pairing. So we're gonna do the old MTG Goldfish scry, as I like to call it. So, VOLTZ wagon. Volkswagen plays... I think I know who this is. They play Valakut Breach. I won the die roll. I would like to play first. Sand's very good against Valakut Breach. The Magic's going well. So Mike Volts, for those who don't know, he's top-aided a couple of opens playing red-green Breach, so very, very good Magic player. This hand is very good in this matchup. And they're playing Breach. God bless the MTG Goldfish Scry. I don't know. People told me that this matchup's supposed to be good for decks with counter spells, but I don't think I believe them. If the Logic Knot double Cryptic hand can't win this matchup, it's probably unwinnable. Moonstruck a Muffin with the 100-point cheer for the magical cards. Thank you, I do appreciate it. Bolt you. I think we're supposed to hold the Logic Knots for their Titans. They do it. So, like, I've played this matchup once before with this deck, and the problem is all of our creatures die to Lightning Bolts and Valakut triggers, so they just, like, play Valakuts and make land drops and kill us is the problem. I knew too much. yeah, exactly. Like, the reason why, like, Death Shadow is good against these decks is because they have pressure to go with it. Now, like, if they have End Step Breach into untap, second into untap Titan, we're going to be in trouble. Spell Queller right on time. I believe he usually plays the Breach variant of Valakut. Yeah, this is kind of unfortunate for us. Yes, this is through the Breach. This thing's, like, resolving either way, right? So I'm probably just supposed to Cryptic this. Oh, counter bounce. Good line. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Counter target spell. Return target permanent, just understand. Twitch chat with the clutch saves. Oh, wait. Cancel? What did I do? Oh, I targeted my land. Counter target spell. Return target permanent. Woo! Almost messed that up. Almost messed it up. We got there. We figured it out. Woo! Woo! And by that I mean he's just gonna replay this and play another Through the Breach and kill us. But you know, we did give it the college try. God, Modern's such a messed up format. Ah! Why do people like this format? I don't understand. I don't understand. What is there to like? Someone clue me in. I guess I think we want the Spreading Seas because they do often just play out Valakuts and kill us that way. So what you don't understand is, like, I'm probably cutting these Path to Exiles because you still die. You still die once the Titan is in play. Once the Titan has come into play. No, that was a what's it called? Cinderglade they had in play. You still die because the Titan resolves. They had Stomping Ground Cinderglade. I think we're just supposed to submit like this, like, honest, because, like, seriously, pathing the Titan is very rarely a winning line. Yeah, I'm just gonna do this. Remember that time we had a hand that was great in the matchup and then died anyways? Pepperidge Farm remembers. This hand's probably not good enough. Oh, the Shuffler's great. So, Primeval Titan gets 2 lands out of your deck and puts them into play. And it gets 2 Valakuts out of their deck, and Valakut does damage every time you get a mountain. Welcome to Modern, please enjoy your stay. Exactly, right? Like, I mean, I guess we beat Dredge, you know? We did that at least. This hand's got legs, but it needs, like, land, and we're on the play. So we're probably supposed to pitch it. I don't know, Clique's pretty good. It allows us to actually pressure them. I think we're supposed to keep this and just hope to hit. The last league I 4-1'd with this deck, I also took my only loss to the Titan deck. We're just going to concede if we miss our land drop on 2. I don't think so. I think this hand needs exactly lands. Like, these cards are very reasonable. Queller even counters, Pact. Well, you know, you're saying there's a chance. Let's make a game out of it. We're gonna fetch a Steam Vents and bolt their face at end step. Opponent had the turn 1 search both games in a row. Man, do you know what's really good against this stupid Logic Knot? Relic of Progenitus. There's so many relics right now, I actually think I might cut these Logic Knots. Like, I like Logic Knot as a card, but there's just so many relics running around that, like, they're miserable. Remember that time we missed our third land drop and died? Pepperidge Farm remembers. I haven't touched the Eldritch Elves list. All I have to say is there's a reason I never played the Eldritch Elves deck in a competitive league. There's a reason why I essentially only ever played it in the friendly leagues. I do not expect it to be competitive. God, could you just imagine if this card was just Mana Leak? Just, like, at all, ever? Sure. Miss a land drop, please? I think since there's... God, I'm just done. Just done. Alright, we got our 4-1. We got our 4-1. We didn't lose money. We're up a little bit. I think I have Mana Leaks. Just gonna split these 2-1, I think. I think everything else seems fine. Oh, praise be to the logic dot. Exactly. I don't actually know if these spreading seas are worth it. They might be worse than like another Rune Halo. So, Disdainful Stroke counters most of the things you care about out of the Eldrazi deck, while also being castable while they have a, what's it called in play? While being castable while they have a Chalice of the Void on 1. Now, usually you want remand in decks that can close the game, and we really don't close the game. I don't think remand is good enough. Like, the Logic Knot and the Mana Leak effect's been fine, and like, Click, we could always click leaks out of our own hand in the mid to late game. I didn't say Censor was bad. So, the deck list from Kobe had 3 Lava Men in the board, and Lava Mancer's just good in matchups where you're already great. Main deck Essence Scatter. That seems bad. I don't know that I'm in love with these Spreading Seas. I kind of want... So, Ruined Halo is kind of a card that's, like, good in so many matchups, and it's good in the Valakut matchup, so I kind of want a second one. It also gets to come in against Dredge, which is nice. Just play a Miser's Crumble. Let's try that. It's all pretty marginal, regardless of how we cut it. Want to buy, deny. 10 out of 10 would sleeve up 4 denies. Not particularly close. While we're waiting for the match to pop, I would just like to say good morning, afternoon, and good night to everyone, wherever you're out in the world. Thanks for choosing to spend part of your day here with us. My name is Jeff Hoagland, and I'm a TCG player and content producer. You've landed here at my Twitch page. If you're enjoying the content and you're new here, I'd encourage you to show support by using that follow button there on your screen. It doesn't cost you anything. It helps other people find my stuff. If you're really enjoying what you see and you want to help support my content past that, there's a couple different ways you can do that. The first is by subscribing on Twitch or becoming a patron on Patreon. Both of those help support myself directly, so I will spend more time producing content and less time doing other work. You can also support my content by supporting my sponsors. MTGOtraders.com would love to buy and sell Magic Online cards with you, and if you use code Hoagland PayPal at checkout on their website, you'll save 8% on all of your singles purchases. InkedGaming.com would love to help you customize your gaming experience. They do custom playmats and mouse pads and stuff like that. And if you use code Jeff12 at checkout there, you will save 12% on your orders. MTGCardMarket.com buys and sells physical Magic cards, and they also have a really great written content. I write there for them weekly, as well as other folks like Dylan Donegan and Kevin Jones, other people that have a lot of good Magic finish and experience rating. And finally, sparedeck.com would love to rent you any standard or modern deck. You can rent a deck for a weekend or up to an entire month. I use their service for a lot of my events. I don't actually own that many physical Magic cards, so they kind of let me rent instead of buying, which is easier than dealing with buy lists. At any rate, we've got a match here, so let's get back to the Magic. Not quite sure what our opponent is doing, so let's do the old MTG Goldfish Scry and see if this hand is reasonable against decks they typically play. So win again. Competitive Modern League, Amulet Titan was the last deck they played. I think it's probably fine in that matchup. Do I rent at MTGO? No, on Magic Online, MTGO traders actually, since they're one of my sponsors, one of the deals of my sponsorship is they provide Magic Online cards for me to borrow. Jeskai Control Variations actually had very good results at the Open. There were 4 copies, I think, in the top 32. None of them top 8'd. One of them finished 9th, but it looks like there were a lot of different variations that had success. Always sell things. All right, looks like we're playing in Death Shadow, which is fine. Stands okay here. This is a good example. You just type the URL in, and after the /player, you type in their username. You could also look up actual players' names. So, like, if you know someone's like an IQ grinder or like has topped a GP or other local events that get reported, you could actually look them up on there too. I'm just gonna get the Steam Vents tapped. A lot of the time, the Death Shadow deck doesn't start playing threats until the mid to late game in this type of matchup. I don't think I want another Spell Queller at this point. Spell Queller's kind of, it's fine in this matchup, I guess. I think I want another Cryptic Command. I'm going to leave the Spell Queller on top of my deck for now. I definitely want to draw the Cryptic Command, and then I leave the option to... No, I guess I don't leave the option, because I'm going to play this land next turn. I mean, you can still make money on Magic Online owning the cards. I actually hate that the Thoughtseize decks are ruling the format. I'd much rather play against like a Remand Dispel Spell Pierce deck, because playing against discard spells gives you very little chance to outsequence your opponent, whereas playing against what's it called? Well, Right, they didn't play a Shadow. That's good for us. So we're just going to go Spirebluff Canal pass. Yeah, I'm probably okay growing another Queller here. I'm actually just going to Queller this. I think Kiki Court has never been well positioned, and I think it's extra awful right now compared to just being regular amount of awful. I don't like making predictions about what they're going to do in Modern, because not only does R&D admit that they don't test Modern, but they also just seem to kind of decide randomly what they want to do with the format. Should make a command for Kiki Cord being good questions. Yep. Kiki Cord was never great. I am a slightly above average Magic player, and I played a lot of events with it. So if you're a slightly above average Magic player and you play enough Magic events, you will eventually do well with whatever you're playing at some of them. Do I like the Counter Company deck? I think the Counter Company deck is very reasonable. I personally hate the Card Collected Company, but saying anything other than that deck is very powerful is just fooling yourself. Look, I am not here to buy or sell you anything. Like, I'm just here to be honest, so. You want my opinion about something, you're gonna get it. In fact, if you follow me on Twitter, even if you don't want my opinion about something, you'll likely still get it. So the Queller on top of my deck here is actually pretty good, because we're gonna be able to... Oh, that's just that. Huh. So I played this. Thoughts on Eldrazi Tron? I think Eldrazi Tron is one of the better decks in the format, and I think anyone who's talking about it being anything than one of the better decks in the format is kind of fooling themselves. I think I'm just going to pass the turn here. If they don't have another way to deal damage themselves, which is unlikely, the Queller can block the Shadow, and I have Path with Color back up to kill the Shadow in case something goes sideways, so I think this is okay. Look, what's the point in having a bunch of followers on Twitter if you can't use it to blast companies that suck? Come on now. What's my opinion on Root Beer? I actually really don't like Root Beer. What about Blue-Red Storm? I think Blue-Red Storm is a perfectly reasonable Tier 2 deck. It does everything you want to be doing in Modern, which is be super linear. I would agree with that level 1 assessment. I'm going to go ahead and block here. And the reason why I'm blocking is this could go bad for us. But so my opponent's going to crack this fetch land. And then in response to them cracking this fetch land, I'm going to path this. And the way I made my opponent sequence here, now their Stubborn Denials aren't active unless they have a Street Wraith in their hand that they haven't cycled yet, which is kind of unlikely. Do I have opinions on opinions? I think people complain about other people complaining too much. Which is basically like an opinion on an opinion, right? Had a Street Wraith. Okay. And now they have to have 2 Stubborn Denials, or I guess a Bolt or a Fatal Push. Because I get to flash in the Spell Queller now. So they have 4 cards in their hand. I'm gonna go ahead and grab the Sacred Foundry here. This combat could go bad for us. They've had a lot of things that I said they needed to have for this to go well for them. They had the Street Wraith. They had the Stubborn Denial. So second Stubborn Denial, Fatal Push, a lot of things that could go sideways here for us because they could Fatal Push this Spell Queller and then recast that Stubborn Denial to Stubborn Denial the Path to Exile, which they have. Yep, that's unfortunate. And then they're going to get to recast the Thought Scour because they're going to eat this other Queller. I guess I was a little greedy here. I probably should have just pathed on my turn, or pathed during their upkeep, perhaps. If I path during their upkeep, this probably can't happen to us. Yeah, probably a sequencing mistake on my part here. The way I let all this shake out. And, like, they had the 1, 2, 3 things here to punish us. And, like, this Fatal Push could have been something else, right? It could have been, like, another Stubborn Denial. Like, that's the conservative line. But, like, I think things end up slightly better for us if I take the line that I took here. And they don't have everything. Yeah, but, like, they're going to play another threat here, and then we're going to be, like, up a creek without a paddle. Oh, they don't have another threat. Well, that's good for us. And we drew a Snapcaster Mage. Yeah, I guess we're just snap pathing now, right? They could have another Stubborn Denial, but if I wait till their turn, they could then snap Stubborn Denial, so let's just go for this now. We're not in a bad spot, but we could have been better off. And it's worth talking about when things go sideways, like, was it worth it to play around the things that you do? Like, it could have been objectively correct to take the line that I took, but it's worth examining whether or not that's the case. Snapcaster Cryptic is not the worst. That is definitely true. And they didn't play another threat last turn, and they didn't have a Stubborn Denial, so that means they probably don't have another threat in their hand. Except they drew a Delve threat. Okay. We're going to crack this for a Hallowed Fountain at end step, I think. The music bothers you to no end. So I have to have some kind of thing playing underneath, so that way, what's it called? I don't get flagged for copyright when when I'm not talking and my microphone randomly. Yeah, man, these decks never run out of cards. Never, never, ever. That's not very good. Do I just like Cryptic Bounce and then... I think I'm just gonna like Cryptic Bounce and smack them. Because between burn spells and Celestial Colonnade, like we might be able to just race them out of this game. We draw Stubborn Denial too? No way, because they think they drew this, right? Unless they held this the turn they passed with the Death Shadow up. Yeah, I'm assuming the hand has to involve a lot of removal. I'm assuming they're just going to, like, activate Tasigur and then take 2 here, right? And then they're down to 7. Which means hopefully we can run back the same line next turn. Whoa, had the Stubborn Denial. Okay, so they don't get to activate Tasigur this turn. So we're just going to take this hit for 4 here, down to 11. Looking to draw more paths at this point. I mean, I guess that's possible, Burgle, but, like, if you're not going to stub there, shouldn't you just, like, not... Shouldn't you just play the Tasigur? Unless you're, like, afraid of double path? I would love to see them ban Street Wraith. I would love to see them ban Street Wraith. That would be... That would 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 be my pick for the card to get rid of from the Death Shadow deck is Street Wraith. Culligan's commanding me? This feels like Culligan's command. Hopefully I don't get stubbed again. Is the Grixis Shadow variant the best? Yes, 10 out of 10. It is the best. I've heard people ask that question a lot. It is definitely the best. Stubborn Denial is a messed up Magic card. We're not dead and gone yet, but we're definitely not in a good spot. This is going to get Fatal pushed, because what else would they be holding at this point? I don't think Street Wraith ban kills Living End. I think it just makes Living End a more reasonable deck. Namachu! With the 17-month resubscription. Thank you for the continued support. I do appreciate it. Welcome. Welcome back. That's a long time. Alright, so Verdicts in, Relics in, Runed Halo in, Celestial Purge in, Engineered Explosives in, Logic Knots and Mana Leaks out. Some number of Cryptic Commands out. Do I cut the Spell Quellers when I'm bringing in these Verdicts? I think that's not unreasonable. How do you feel about this board plan? Thoughts? Comments? Take out. No way. Cryptic's fine. Like, Shadow's a card you have to kill. Like, it's not optional. I'd leave the Logic Knot in, but leaving Logic in when we bring in Relic seems bad. This hand's great. If I liked Geist of Saint Traft in this deck list, I would be playing Geist of Saint Traft. I mean, would you like specifics on why I don't like Geist of Saint Traft? Bolt kills them. Maybe EE's not good enough if my plan is to play Rune Talo and name Death Shadow. Geist of Saint Trash, right? Yeah, Geist just like, Geist doesn't fix problems the deck has. And like, it gets blocked by a lot. Well, there's the Thoughtseize. So long. Same difference. Probably gonna lose the Rune Talo. This card, they can't take off the table, and it says, none of your Death Shadows deal damage to me for the rest of the game. So you should 10 out of 10 take this card. Whoa! Didn't take my Halo. Do you have another counter? Do you have another discard spell? Okay. Maybe they just don't plan to draw Death Shadow? Now they're gonna go Delve Threat into Stubborn Denial my Celestial Purge. They're hoping I get lost and tape the wrong card, right? Do you think these variations of the Jeskai decks are better positioned than the old Nahiri variants? I never liked the Nahiri configurations of the Jeskai decks. You know, take it or leave it for what you will. That's also true. I don't think the Nahiri variants are good. I know I streamed with the Nahiri variants a lot when they first came into existence, trying to get a feel for them, but I never really thought those decks were particularly great. They didn't really seem like they were attacking at an axis that was interesting. Yeah, that's definitely true. The format is well defined, and these decks are better because of it. Alright, so this is the Delve Threat with the Stubborn Denial up for my Celestial Purge. I don't like the prison decks in Modern, personally. Yep. Can we draw a path here? Serum Visions, that could be anything, even a path to Exile. I'm gonna go ahead and fetch a tapped land here before we do this. Get Sacred Foundry, sure. Oh, I guess I can't path now if I draw it. Didn't draw it. Snapcaster's fine. I'm going to bottom Electrolyze at this point. Top that. I'm going to upkeep the Celestial Purge. So that way they have to spend the 1 mana for the Stubborn Denial on their turn. Yeah, Probe's a miserable Magic card. I'm so happy they banned that card in Modern. Its cousin Street Wraith lives on, but... man. Alright, so now I think the line is double Helix this during their upkeep, and then next turn we can snap Celestial Purge it. Ideally, we want to void it, so that way it can't come back with Culligan's Command. And they'll probably stub the second one. Snap stub, sure, same difference. And they had this up through my entire turn, so, like, we couldn't have done that on my turn to play around that. Don't play a discard spell. Have a heart. Verdict, one time. Verdict, one time. Maybe I'm supposed to hold that in case they, I guess things would have worked out better for me if I would have Celestial Purged first. I'd have had a Snapcaster in play then. Their Death Shadows don't do anything but block. Oh, good. I have another Stubborn Denial. Right. What's the first match of this league? This is the first one of this league, right? Yep. Have a thoughtseize. I couldn't attack. I didn't have... This takes 5 mana to activate for reference. This card would be insane if it activated for 4 mana. Alright, this is it. My one last shot. It's my chance to roll. Verdict. Stubborn Denial. Yep. Not getting anywhere close to there. 10 out of 10, Beetle. If we do not cash this league, we will play Legacy. I think we're gonna set the spew limit for Modern to 1. Unless someone else wants to pay for a Modern League with something else. If we don't cash this one, we're gonna play some Legacy. Legacy's a thinking man's format. Yeah, generally that's the game plan. You let them get themselves low, and then you burn them out. This hand's fine. It's got 2 Serum Visions with a land, so it's probably a keep. Looking for land, looking for land. Heidi-ho, the cherry-o, we found a land. I'm just keeping both of these. Affinity? I guess I do want that second Electrolyze. Yes, we do want that second Electrolyze. Alrighty. Probably Gab. It definitely won't be until the full spoiler is up. Unfortunately, we're gonna shuffle these away. Am I getting Sacred Foundry here? Yeah, I think I'm just getting Sacred Foundry here. Let's bolt one of these now before we get into trouble. So, this deck isn't a control deck. This is a blue burn deck. This is what this deck is. This deck is a blue burn deck. It's not quite the untapped land I was looking for, but it's decent. That's an untapped land. Alright, I think I'm just shuffling these again, right? Maybe? Maybe I am. I'm not sure which of these spells I'm actually casting this turn. Let's start by passing the turn here, because we might want to mana leak something. Also worth noting, the mana leak looks better than Logic Knot would here, since we don't have double blue. Beaumont Courier. Yeah, I think I'm okay with that, right? Yeah, I think the line here is just fetch Plains Helix the Signal Pest. I guess I could also just path it. I really don't want to give them another land just yet, though. I played this deck in the Modern Challenge. Alright, let me go to 9 here. We get to Helix both of these. Nope. Did not want to spend $1,000 sending a Grand Prix. We draw a land here. We'd even settle for a tapped land. So they're gonna sacrifice that one to draw the 2 cards that are under it. They discarded a cranial plating for 2 random cards. That seems kind of loose. Alright, that's a good draw. Another Bomac Warrior, sure. Don't worry, he'll draw another one. I think we're just supposed to Electrolyze again here, right? I guess I could die to cranial plating that way. If I Electrolyze these 2, they go plating, play it, equip it. This would be 1, 2, 3. This will only be 4. Yeah, I'm going to try and hit another land again here, I think. Oh my god, am I getting shrapnel blasted? Holy shit. Okay. Well, we died. We managed to die. Sure. Found the line. Good beats, opponent. It's fine. This matchup's pretty bad for them. I think that's the swap. I mean, to be fair, I played Shrapnel Blast last time we played Affinity. Yeah, Ruined Halo on plating doesn't do anything. Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and submit like this, I think. A couple mana leaks are fine. Sweepers are good. Pin's okay. I wanted to hit a land drop. My goal was to hit a land drop, is why I kept electrolyzing on my turn. Well then. Ruined Halo on Bomac Courier. There's the little devil himself. Okay, it's a fine draw. I'm gonna lead on this, I think. Yeah, I'm gonna play this so we can fetch planes and then mana leak if we want to mana leak something. Yeah, Shrapnel Blast is great, I think. It's very good. Like, it lets you race. Like, Modern's a format about racing, and it's a card that lets you... It's a card that lets you steal games that you otherwise just wouldn't be in, I think. Don't really care about that. Steel Overseer. Yeah, I don't really care about that one either, right? Yeah, I'm just gonna let that happen, and we're gonna kill these two. I don't think that's worth using my mana on. I think I'd rather just do this. Like, the Signal Pest doesn't actually hit us for anything next turn. Like, sure, it's mana efficiency, but, like, we're not gaining anything other than that. I'm going to be able to clean this up at some point, too. It really doesn't matter. Shuffling 2 lands into your deck is a pretty minor thing, so I don't think I value that very highly at all. Like, the amount of statistical relevance it has is slim to none. And see, like, this mana leak's gonna live to do something else. Or even just get, even if the mana leak just gets, like, clicked out of my hand, like, that's better than having taken 3 less points of damage, I think. Beaumont Courier. Yeah, I think this is fine to mana leak. I just wanna we'll get value on something. fine. Second white source here. Untap land's a great hit. Means we can snap Electrolyze. Huh. Actually, this is wrong. I should have just let this second... I should have just let the second plating resolve, because the first plating, I basically need to kill whatever this is on every turn anyways. So, like, if I have to keep killing these things anyways, why do I care if, like, I have to double kill it? I guess they could, like, split it up into 2 threats, but, like, I basically need to keep their board clear anyways. So I probably should have just let that resolved and then snap Electrolyzed 1/1 them and, like, kept some card velocity going. Yeah, I think my sequencing here was wrong. Yeah, see, like this Memnite, if I'd have had one more card, we'd be better off. Sure, but like, Opal being off really doesn't matter. I'm gonna put this Verdict on the bottom of my deck, I think. We're gonna die to these creature lands otherwise. I'm gonna take this hit for 5 for now. Use our infect count as a resource here. It's a fine draw. It's not like Electrolyze or Snapcaster good, but it's fine. Spell Queller's decent. I'm gonna offer this trade. We just want to try and kill our opponent. Oh yeah, some do have Pierce. Sure. Am I bolting this? I think I'm just supposed to take this hit, right? I'm just gonna take this hit. If they try to burn me out of the game, I've got Queller and... It's a good hit. Am I supposed to leave this back is the question. I don't think so, because I can Leak Bolt and Helix all in the same turn, so I think I'm fine to just be aggressive and try and get them dead. I think that might animate the Nexus and try and block the Clique here. Which would be good, because then I could Helix them. Nope. No blocks, okay. Now I'm gonna bolt this. Which they're probably gonna shrapnel blast me. And we'll Queller the Blast. I've been handing out swords to the people that are Sapphire. We're gonna Gallop Blast this. Sure. And then they need to have, if they have Opal and another Galvanic Blast, we're dead. No, because they have to sacrifice an artifact here. They have Mountain second Gallop Blast, we're dead. Alright, sweet. So they're dead to this Lightning Helix. Kill you. I don't think I want to change anything. Don't listen to Ryan. He's a troublemaker. This hand seems okay. Tellerhead. Gym Class Hero with the 7-month resubscription. I'm sorry, I'm not sure why the browser alert's not coming up on the screen, but thank you for the continued support. I do appreciate it. There it is. How far did they mulligan? They go to 6. Joins the game. Opponent keeps... Nope, they kept 7. Huh, weird. Alright, well. As you will, opponent, I guess. Am I bolting that? I feel like I'm not bolting that. Do I really care if he plays a 2-drop? I think I'm just passing. I think I'd rather get value out of an Anger or an Electrolyze. Sure. So, this is going to seem a little defensive, but I'm just going to go ahead and anger this away. And the reason why I'm doing that is there's going to be times later in the game where tapping out for a 3-cost card like that is just going to end up with my opponent punishing me with a creature land or something. And I think the same argument applies to this verdict here now. Well, I'm going to double back now. I'm going to hold the verdict for an Etch champion. I'm going to hold... I think there's an argument for verdicting there, but I think the fact that they have Etch champion in their 75 means I should wait. Sure. It's also going to get Dark Pipe Ravager. I think I'm still supposed to hold the verdict for the possible Etch champion here. So I'm going to go ahead and path the Arcbound Ravager, and then we'll Helix the Memnite in response to them moving things over to it. Nope, they're just taking the land. Okay. I mean, opponent still has 3 cards in their hand and we're 4 cards. We're kind of running out of gas, so they could definitely grind this game out with Cranial Plating at this point. Yep. Using the Helixes preemptively is good too because they have Shrapnel Blast in their deck. I think I just have to take this hit here. Am I supposed to anger here? Or am I just supposed to pass and try and block with a Colonnade? I think we're just supposed to Verdict. We get Etch Championed, we get Etch Championed. The people that saying our opponent was just out of this game don't understand how good Cranial Plating is in these matchups. Like, I have to kill actually everything they put on the table. That's really good. For those who aren't aware, regenerating a creature removes it from combat, so they are going to be able to save this, but it's not going to be attacking us anymore. I think I'm supposed to leave this uncracked in case of Blood Moon. I'm not beating a Blood Moon anyways, right? Yeah, I'm just going to fetch a thing. Hey, look, we got a basic, so we can play around Blood Moon now. I'm just gonna pass. We can trade a Colonnade for this Blink Moth Dex this next turn. Yep. 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 Well, am I gonna get punished for not having played this land? We might. Let me draw a piece of spot removal. That's pretty good. not out of it yet. They definitely have top decks. It's a good start. We know they have Shrapnel Blast, so there's extra burn spells in their deck. Let's get rid of that. Magician with the $4.99 resubscription. Thank you for the continued support. I do appreciate it. Welcome back. 11 months is a long time. And I don't want to spoil it, but I've read this book before, and my opponent draws the Galvanic Blast or the Shrapnel Blast here. I don't want to ruin the book for everyone, but that's what happens. Is there any reason to play this out? Yeah, I probably just should. Nope, we're not dead on board. My kingdom for a Snapcaster Mage. The good news is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's only 13 lands left in 40 cards. Oh. Alright. Snapcasters, Helixes. I'm gonna hold this one. Worth noting that Mana Leak is way worse than a Logic Knot would have been there. I'm going to play this out because we might need the land between Electrolyze and Activate and all this other stuff. Deal. We're not cracking this fetch preemptively because there is a difference between 1 and 2. Plus, we put a Mana Leak on the bottom. It's a pretty good draw. It's a pretty good draw. Bottom. Things we are not doing unless we have to. Fetching. Draw step if I pay 3. I'm then short of being able to activate this. I think that's fine, especially with the path in my hand. So I want to stop like a Ravager or an Etch Champion here. So draw step. And again, they still have a bunch of draws that kill us here, right? Opal Memnite, deal. Might as well play them out, right? Man, remember that time that wasn't Logic Knot? Pepperidge Farm remembers. Oh. If this was Logic Knot, our opponent would no longer have draws that could kill us. At least not this turn. No, just things to keep track of. I'm not a fan of Ancestral Visions in Modern in general. Sure. No, I didn't want to trade the Clique for the Inkmoth Texas. I really didn't want to path the Inkmoth Texas. is why I didn't attack with the Clique. Sure. Like, this exchange, I think, is better for us. Oh, they have another one. That makes sense. Remember that time there were only, like, 10 lands left in our deck, and we'd bottomed 2 of them? No point in even playing that one out. I'm gonna start cracking with this Clique now, I think. Okay. Man, we're also through 20... We're basically through 30 cards because we bottom 2 cards and haven't drawn a Snapcaster Mage this game. Yep. Yep. It's basically a control deck, right? Holy crap! Holy crap, there's a Snapcaster in my deck. Woo! Alright, so... Am I supposed to snap Serum Visions here? I feel like I'm supposed to snap Serum Visions here. I feel like there's so many good cards in my deck. Maybe this is bad and I'm supposed to just snap Electrolyze or snap Helix. Bottom. I'm okay with the Colonnade, actually, right? I think I'm okay with the Colonnade. I mean, like, there's just such a high density of good cards in our deck, right? And now we get to path this and then Helix the Blink Moth when they go to move counters over to it. And then play the Colonnade and start turning the quarter, hopefully. And there's 3 lands on the bottom of our deck now, so I really want to avoid cracking this Scalding Tarn if possible. Why someone asked earlier how much I value scrying lands to the bottom and not shuffling, and I said not a lot. At this point, our deck's small enough, and we know the bottom 10% of our deck at this point is lands. It is worth not fetching. Is the density of good cards in your deck higher than the quality of your step? I think so. I think that's a reasonable assessment, especially with 2 lands in the bottom already. Alright, they have no cards in hand, so I'm just going to go ahead and path this. We are still going to be dead to Shrapnel Blast here, because we're going to 5 off this Helix. But we're cutting their outs slowly. Keeping the Colonnade might be greedy, but, like, it's a land that kills them, so, like, I think that's fine. Leak is getting closer to being a real card. You're not wrong. It does not counter blast because this is active because of the Darksteel Citadels. God, they fucking drew it. That was a good game at least. If this was Logic Knot, we'd have won. Just all the lands. Is there ever a second Snapcaster Mage coming? Second Snapcaster Mage was nowhere ever. Oh, we had 4 Spell Quellers in our deck too. Holy shit. Just like that's frustrating. So we got pretty unfortunate that game, but the fact that we had Mana Leak instead of Logic Knot lost us that game. You're annoying enough that I'm getting out of here. Logic Dot and Mana Leak are both bad. Go away. Yeah, I definitely missequenced in the first game. We got pretty unfortunate in that third game, the way our threats ended up lining up in our deck, but Sand's fine. Nothing exciting, but fine. This deck's mediocre like most decks in Modern that aren't Dredge, Eldrazi, or Grixis Shadow. You didn't have to take a 7 damage hit earlier in the game. I don't recall the points you are talking about. Do you have specifics about that? I think you're incorrect that I didn't have to take a hit. And it wouldn't be Tron without Tron on 3, right? Just every single time. The Death Shadow matchup's fine. We're probably 40 or 45% in it like everything else. This deck is almost certainly worse than the 3 best decks in Modern. It's fine. Street Wraith. I would get rid of Street Wraith. It doesn't do anything positive for the format. Street Wraith just kind of like exists. Like there's no reason people should be able to play a 56 card deck at the cost of some hit points if like being able to pay life is an upside. These Logic Knot, why? So this is why we split the Logic Knot with Mana Leaks, because there's just like main deck relics everywhere. Oh, jeez. Yeah, right. Nice Logic Knot, idiot. What a powerful Magic the Gathering card. That's fine. After we lose this match, we get to go play some Legacy. It's upside, really. We don't have to play 2 more matches of Modern after we get Ulamogged here. But in the end, it doesn't even matter. In the end, it doesn't even matter anymore. Why didn't we click in the draw step here? Because if they have 2 things I want to take and one of them's a Thought Knot Seer, I want to be able to path the Thought Knot Seer before I can take it out of my hand. God. Anyone else remember that time this card wasn't Mana Leak? Pepperidge Farm remembers the time this card wasn't Mana Leak. Holy crap. Remember the one Logic Knot that's still in our deck? The one Logic Knot? God. Oh, I have to laugh, because if we didn't laugh, we'd cry. This is the problem. We were non-committal, and we lost 1 match to having Mana Leaks and not... Yeah, man, you get your Matter Shaper back. I get it. Yeah, right? Welcome to Modern. Enjoy your stay. This is why control decks in general aren't very good in Modern. Like, you know, our answers just aren't lining up well against their threats because the power of their threats is just way off the charts compared to the power of the answers that we have available to us. So, you know, there's going to be a lot of games like this and like that last game that we just lost against Affinity where our answers were just slightly awkward against the threats they were deploying, so we lost the game. Well, I have some good news. I have some good news, and I have some bad. Good news is, the bad news is we're getting ghost quartered. The good news is, they don't have anything going on. So, we've got that going for us, at least. By that, I mean they're about to draw a biggity bomb. Bomb diggity. I'm gonna bolt one of these. It sucks letting them draw a card, but I think we're just supposed to preserve my life total here. We need to race. What a totally reasonable and realistic, what a beatable Magic card. We could totally beat that. Oh. Sometimes I wish leagues didn't cost money, because then I wouldn't feel bad just conceding this match and going and playing Legacy. If we put together the 2 things we hate... Yep. I'd actually rather play against Normaltron, personally, because Normaltron doesn't Thought Knot Seer me. Alright. We're gonna put in some of these cards like they kinda matter. Cut these bolts. Cut some helixes. Click submit. Click submit. I'm gonna cut this logic dot, actually. Put this helix back in. Moat should be modern legal. I need a boat! Can someone please get us a boat? Alright. I'm gonna start getting cards together for this Grixis control deck. We're probably gonna be playing here this Grixis Delver deck probably played real soon. God bless Grixis Delver. Thinking Man's deck in a Thinking Man's format. I mean, this hand's great until they play a Chalice for one. Oh, you know what? I didn't bring in the Engineered Explosives, did I? We're supposed to bring in the explosives to kill Chalice. That's fine. They'll Chalice us, we'll concede, we'll go play Legacy. It's gonna be great. Unless someone wants to send me money or tickets to play Dubious Challenge, I will 10 out of 10 light someone else's money on fire to play Dubious Challenge. Not willing to light my own money on fire, but 10 out of 10 willing to light someone else's money on fire. Leagues cost $12. I can get the cards for anything. Oh, it's just a Walking Ballista. Deal. Am I pathing this? I'm probably not supposed to, right? The donate button below the stream, Milla. I'm just flashing this in because the Relic's gonna turn it off anyways, and, like, maybe he'll shoot it with the Walking Ballista before. I might learn Vintage at some point. The problem is there's no leagues for Vintage, so I don't really have... I reserve the right to refuse to play any deck someone donates money to play and refund their donation. But Dubious Challenge, I will 10 out of 10 play if someone donates the $12 it costs to play the league. If it's sweet, we'll play it. If it's just stupid, we won't. And cast our awful cantrip, miss our third land drop anyways. It's almost time to restart Magic Online, it looks like. This is the Dubious Challenge deck list for reference. Oh yeah! Oh yeah, Natural Tron, totally reasonable. Cast a card. Oh yeah! Oh yeah, what a fantastic way. Dubious Challenge it is. I am getting cards for the deck as I speak. Alright, we're gonna put up the sponsors page here. Milla TK, thank you for sponsoring our Challenge Breach Power Hour. And you know what? This deck is so great, we're gonna play all 5 matches with it, even if we owe 5. Just for reference. Punt Count Infinity, doubling up. Alright, well now we have 2 leagues with the Dubious Challenge deck, obviously. Alright, wait. Is there an Arid Mesa in the sideboard of this deck? That can't be right. All right, it's just going to take me half a second here. I'm going to stop recording.